we have arrived at the popular Circuit of the Americas track in Austin, Texas for the running of the United States Grand Prix, the third time the top class will race here in its history. Coming into this weekend, two huge news stories has got everybody talking this week. The first team news is that after a season being the Mercedes test driver and racing in DTM for Team RBM BMW, George Rote will be returned to the top class in 2015 as he will be returning to the team he last drove for in 2012, that team being Lotus. George was last in the series in 2013 when he raced for Mercedes alongside current championship leader Jay McKenzie. However, a winless year combined with the fact that he was constantly outpaced by Jay on a regular basis meant that George was given the chop at the end of the year to make way for Waste Cuba. However, after a season in DTM where he had a very shaky campaign, he had done enough to convince Lotus into bringing him back to the top class in 2015, with George looking to relish his second chance that he has been given. This now raises the question on where Julius Anderson will end up in 2015, as a lot of people thought that he would be the person to partner alongside David Greenwood. However, it is our understanding that Julius Anderson is linked with a possible move to Toro Rosso next year, meaning that despite what rumours initially thought, it looks like Toro Rosso will once again be dropping one of their drivers at the end of the season, but which one, we will have to wait and see if this becomes a reality. The second and final team news we have today is that after being announced at Lotus, George will not be the only returnee in 2015, as Sauber have announced that they have signed former McLaren driver and Irishman Evan Byrne to their team for next year. Evan was last in the series at the German Grand Prix in 2012 and initially retired from the series due to problems in his private life. However, after spending a year in DTM where he claimed 3 wins with Team Mercedes-Benz and just missed out on the title, Evan will be back in 2015 and he's looking just like George to relish his second opportunity in the series, as a lot of people believe he has been reborn after his brilliant year in DTM. This also means that Rick Yan will be leaving the team at the end of the season after just 1 season with the team. The announcement may put Rick in a bad spot, as while he is in contention to partner alongside veteran Rodrino at Force India, he will have stiff competition in the form of current Force India driver and this year's DTM champion Michael Mocho, who is looking to be on the grid full time in 2015. So who will partner alongside veteran? Time will tell us within the next 2 weeks. And finally, in other news, Jay McKenzie has a golden opportunity to wrap up the title this week after what has been a great year for the pole. If he does end up winning the championship this week, then not only will he continue the streak of every champion being from a different nationality, but he will also become the first driver since Florian Volker in 2010 to wrap up the championship before the finale, and he will also equal Jose Weller's and Miklos Gau's record for the shortest time to wrap up the title. So will Jay wrap up the title this week and give Mercedes their first ever driver's title, or will Romain Quart keep the title fight going for another week? Let us know in the stream chat. And that is it for this week's edition of the GP4OC News. The next team news will break at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix next week, who will be announced tuning to Monday's practice session next week.